So I do a new try. I have tried to use my new Mac and I didn't activate the sound. C'est la vie. What I thought here is that we test this using the WikiTree categories and match them to Wikidata, which means that you can check if we have the same information. You can use the Wikidata data to make it more usable in the categories that you have maps and so on, or extract from text. So I did take this category Landskrona M. It's a city and M is for the south of Sweden. This is a little bit odd category, as I think it's not really a Swedish parish. Because for cities, somehow, I think I was involved, that we grouped them together. I don't know if it's so good or bad. But this one is, I have set up same as this Wikidata object. And this Wikidata object has a lot of metadata. So that metadata can then, it's CC0, so can it be used. So we have the label in Swedish, we have a picture, we have inception when it started, we have where is what located, it has changed over the year, and we have a location of it. And that's normal, the church. We have also how it is replaced. Now it was bad that I changed to English because most is what did it? Is that it belongs of Landskrona district is something we got 2016, yes, and before that it was those three parishes. I think this parish is too young to be in Wikidata because it doesn't have church books, maybe. And then number of people living there. We have församlingskod, which could be used for getting maps. We have this one, which is the National Archive, and then you go to the books where you have birth books, so you can have birth books from 1769, which is rather cool. Death, who died 1773, and this is then zoomable, and the link is zoomable. You have the unique, how you reference it here, and what I hope they will start to use is IFFF, which means you can have a layer above the books. So Landskrona is same as this one, and then you can use a tool called Hub. So that means that you can send your, this is Landskrona, and you are 2949, and then you can use Wikidata as a hub and go to the location of 5324. So that means you go to this place. So if we go back to here and we say Hällaryd K, and if I go over here and I steal this, not easy to be lazy. Why is this a problem? Copy link. Did I do it? I didn't do it. No, I did it. There it is. So what I should do is that I take this part and change that part. And then we say what in WikiTree is called Hällaryd, which is in Wikidata called 2949. Go to property 532 4, and that is where the church books are, I thought. Give me some... Why is this not working? Kopiera. Then we go to this place, and then we go back. There is Ellarid. Then we say, please add this one. Please take this one and change this part. So this is the part of the so it was one category too much. And now I jump to this place instead. So we jumped on Wikidata to this property, and you can then jump on other properties. What I also did is, then you can enrich your category with data from Wikidata. It's CC0. You can use the query engine from Wikidata. So this is a query, find everything there where you have a parish. And now you also, I added in this query, I also added the Wikidata, WikiTree link. And we have the link also to the church books and to the local Society for Research. Bygdeband. Could be fantastic, could be nothing. Another option is that we have an API. And as we have the name of your category, then we can find the category in Wikidata it's related to, which object, and then we can find the language articles. So this, for example, is a call to the Swedish Wikipedia, and it says take me to the article about Landskrona and extract 5 lines. So you can get the English text also, if there is one. No, that was for something else. That is for Slovakian. So this is the place. Here we have the English Wikipedia, and then you could extract 10 lines of code here. Oof. Video how to do Python programming. Yes, Fiddler is a small where you can test code. So here is this code, and here is the JavaScript which is around, which is the Sparkle query, and then you get this inside your HTML, where we get Bygdeband, which is this local research society, and we have the WikiTree. I also did people then related to WikiTree and also related to Swedish parishes, means that we could get a list of all those people. No, this is another thing, I think. This is that we extract the Wikidata object and we get links to the administrative object called socken. It's not 100% for everyone, but then we get to more sources called Sophie, which is all name in this small area. Really cool when you're reading old books. And then you have something called Ambita Forum, where you can speak about, ask things from Swedish experts. I guess English is no problem. Then we have graves. As graves have categories in WikiTree, we have also objects in Wikidata. So this is a search on all persons who has a WikiTree ID, and where I have added a WikiTree category to the graves. Whoops. So here is the grave. Sorry, I run in Swedish, and then I guess down here is the category to WikiTree. And you already had the WikiQ number, so that's excellent. Why did I delete this? So if we have a query like this, you can go out here and download the data as JSON, but you can also click down here, rerun the query, and get code in whatever language you want. So if you take it, I would like to see it in JavaScript. Then you could go out to the console and say, please run this JavaScript code, and now I did it. And you get 1113 results, so we should have Fred Astaire as number 2. And he is, there is Fred Astaire. And what you can see is that we have language qualifier. So that means that dear Herr Fred Astaire is here. I run in Swedish, sorry, but if you look at the labels, you can see that we also have it in Arabian and so on and so on. So this is very, very cool. So if we go further down here, we can take, I don't know what language this is. They haven't written much about him, but we can take this language, and then I go over to a tool I'm investigating now. This was another language where I did a annotate, and then he found that this is Bush and so on. So we take this new language, which was the wrong code. And then I do annotate. And he tries then to look up. So here he found this is Fred Astaire. He found that this is Fred Astaire, was not a good example. Maybe this is something. And then he suggests it's one of those 4. I don't know if it's correct. Maybe we had too little text. But it's an annotation tool, and that's coming a lot, that you do OCR on genealogy sources and then take this source and annotate it. I was at the Uppsala University last week doing that for Greek things, which was very interesting. But here is an example how you then could, not here it is, so you can check if they have the categories they should have, and it's no problem adding, as you know, things to Wikidata. Maybe that is all. And no problem, contact me and so on. And maybe did we see the maps? I don't know. So as Wikidata has people in WikiTree, we have the grave, we also have the coordinates of the grave. So then we can find people who are related to WikiTree, like Ingrid Bergman. Then we can go down and take, we have also the grave pictures here, and if we go down here we can see, sorry it's in Swedish, then it's the cemetery, it's location, and this is the coordinates. And since a year ago we have something called Wikibase, which I think maybe WikiTree should look into. It's the same as Wikidata, and then you can start adding structured data and connect it maybe to your pages. Interesting is that then you can do a search with something called this Sparkle, that you can search in one Sparkle and send it to another one. So then you could have tests checking the quality of the data. I have done that for the Nobel Prize people. So the Nobel Prize people has a Sparkle endpoint, and then we check every day. So this person here is dead in Wikidata, but it's not dead over at the Nobel Prize people. What I did was that I created a query like this, send it over to the Nobel Prize people, and then got it back and did the text comparison. It's a little bit bad design, the Nobel people's data, because it's text strings. So if I do this again, please give me the records where we have a difference. So here you can see, I didn't put the name in here, that's cool. Paul, I think he got it last year. So this is his data over at the Nobel Prize. So here is his motivation. That one we don't have in Wikidata. And you see they have the English text here also. We also have the calendar model here, which is cool. Calendar model there is Gregorian and another one. So here we can see that we have some people who has the Julian calendar, and that is that person, Piotr Kapitsa. And then when we look in Wikidata, place of death, Moscow, that's good. 84, it's too early. Here maybe. There we can see it's Julian calendar. And if you look in the English Wikipedia, they do it normally rather good. So they speak about old style, new style. But the problem now when we connect to Nobel Prize, they don't understand this. So here we have old styled date. So this Wikibase is a very interesting thing. They had a meeting last weekend where we looked into it. Here we have same things that we take all people who are in Wikidata, connected to WikiTree, who has the grave in Arlington Church Cemetery. So this person here, I would say, should have that he is on this cemetery if Wikidata is correct. So that means that we go down to grave, we have Arlington Cemetery, we have his section, we have when, and someone has added also the coordinate, and if they are good, this was not so good, they have a source for it. Normally I add 3-4 lines for source and nothing answer. So there is big possibilities, I think, and then you have the same for award, that you have categories in WikiData, WikiTree, that maybe could be mapped to properties in Wikidata. So George Bush has the National Defense Service Medal. I think WikiTree has more categories than Wikidata has. Governor of the position held. Award, here we have Grand Cross. This one has a lot of them, double speak and so on. And if you start comparing it, it's growing extremely now. So this is property 4112. And when I created this, it was 2949. I think I did this in 2016. Property proposal. So here is my when I requested it. If we check on Twitter, I normally add some list, I thought, here. So this is a search for latest properties, and I think now you are over 7,500, and we are getting 40 more every week, so it's exploding now. Not so many genealogy sites but in Sweden we are doing good with all the church books and so on. What's happening? Here we have. So the latest one is 7,511. It's over 7,500. XML Spain is Estonia. This one could be good for research. Don't understand. It's a lot of music and soccer. But Edvard Munch correspondence, yeah. So people are start adding letters also in this your own Wikidata called Wikibase. This is a person who has, I met him in Stockholm 2 weeks ago, and he is doing research in Germany on illumination, on illuminator. I don't know the name really. It's some 300 old society that tried to do some odd things. So he has done 20 years research on this. They are sending letters to each other. So what you see here is that this letter went to that place. He has added this to a Wikidata of his own, we call Wikibase, and this has the name FactGrid. Then he on Twitter spoke to this person. And that is the person who is in the picture. The Great Hack. So that is the person who is the part of the Cambridge Analytica. So he spent some time, some hours on the Illuminator and helped this person taking this data. And the cool thing is it's open data. Everyone can do whatever they want. So he extracted the data and used Kepler IO. And that means that you can run and see how things are moving. So this, I think, could be excellent for WikiTree if you start explaining when people are changing, getting more structured data into the database. And then you can then see how families' trees are moving over the time and so on. Structured data is getting more and more cool, is my feeling. But that's all. I stop now and see if this will have sound. Good luck, and let me know if you need support. The last question I got was about adding WikiTree to all pages in a wiki. And that's called authority data and should normally be library data. But what's happening now is that the libraries are slow, I think. So what you say is that this is the ID for a person like George Bush, and he's the same as YF 715 blah blah blah. I saw that WikiTree was part of some wikis. It's more than 300, and I think what needs to be done is that you go to the page where you discuss things like this, and that you can do by saying that you... No, I'm stupid. Why do I have Swedish? I can't change it here. Oh. This is Swedish. But then you have page information to the left, and then you can see what templates are used. So this is one template, and then you have to take the discussion here. I think the smaller one you can do it. In the Swedish one, I tried to change it and didn't succeed. What I have done is that we did a small test. Displaying everything, because we have now 7,500 properties and we are showing 10, which I think is very odd. So then we take Immanuel Kant here and someone did a small test. We took all his properties, so it should be shown. So that means that we should have also WikiTree maybe here. There we have it. And no, stupid me. I should press on that one, I think. Yeah. So that's what I would like to see. That you hide it, you expand it, and can go away. And also I would like to see that WikiTree can be accessed as machine-readable data. Not as texts like this, but I think it's a long process. We are doing cool things, or some people are doing, called Scholia, that you build tools on Wikidata. So this is a tool for people doing research papers. So this Danny, he was the one created Wikidata. His latest paper was on 923 about Wikidata. And then you can, if we are lucky, see how much he has produced. And we can see what the subjects he has been written about. We can get his co-authors and so on. And this is because you add the paper to Wikidata and you add also what paper this paper is referencing. So then it gets so cool. So if you go to Wikidata, you can see, stupid me, if you go to a subject instead, you can say schizophrenia. Who has written something about schizophrenia? Or we take Wikidata then. What research paper has been written about Wikidata? Nothing, because I did a mistake, I think. It's okay. And then you can also get to awards. Who has been doing Nobel Prize? When was something written? Abib Ahmed, who is, I don't know, and you get pictures and so on. So linked data is magic. Now I stop. Thanks for listening.